Oh, the lighting is awful. Let me put this lamp on and see if it helps.
Okay.
That's
That's
some grainy. That's some grainy video.
That's so bad.
Think that
That helped a little bit.
helps a little bit.
Why is the camera quality so bad?
Maybe it's not so bad on the YouTube. So
I don't know.
So we're on. It looks like somebody's on YouTube.
I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't either. All right. Can anyone hear us on YouTube? Hello.
I don't know. If there's no one on, how are they going to tell us if they can hear us?
Andrew says we're looking great on Instagram.
Okay, cool.
So if I hit that, it means we go mute, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I got the microphone. Very good. Can you get in? You good? We got to get our studio set up better.
Mm-hmm.
We got to come up with a plan.
Yeah, I guess so.
So it's almost 7 o'clock. Almost 7 o'clock. Almost time to go live on YouTube.
I should do my Camp Allen registration.
All right, we'll do that later. It's fine.
Okay.
So there we go. If you are watching us live on YouTube, we're going to get started. It is 7 o'clock, so we should get started, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it's 7 p.m. Central Time at Disney Assembled. Hey, howdy, hey. Welcome, everyone, to a live Disney Assembled. We are live on Instagram at Disney Assembled.
Yeah, and on YouTube.
And on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and type something in the chat so we know you're there. We can say hello to you. And this is exciting, something new for us, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
But not on Instagram. We've been live on Instagram before. We hope everyone's had a great Thanksgiving. We hope that you're staying safe and that your families are all doing really well at this time of year. You need paper?
Yeah.
Okay. Mimi likes to doodle and shake the table while we're doing this. So before we talk about Mandalorian, episode chapter 13, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to do some thank yous, right? We wanted to thank our patrons over on Patreon. This is the thankful season, right? This is Thanksgiving, the thankful season, the season of generosity. So we want to thank our patrons over on Patreon very much. Adam and Andrew and Danny and Brenda, thank you guys very much for continuing to support Disney Assembled. We really do appreciate it. It's a lot. It means a lot to us. We got a really awesome email this week from a listener in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
High school student in New Zealand who's struggling with some things from time to time, but it really loves the show and wrote to Mimi and I and really and expressed how much she's enjoying the show. And it was great. I wrote back to her, so hopefully she got our response. I thought we would take a few minutes. I don't know if you think we want to take a few minutes to just kind of talk a little bit about the things that are Disney related that we're most thankful for. And then we'll talk about Mandalorian, right? And give people a chance to join in as time goes on.
I guess so. I don't really know what that means.
Well, there are things that Disney has done for us or has created for us that maybe we are appreciative of. So, for example, the music of Disney. I'm very thankful for that. I start my day with it at work. I listen to it during work. I listen to it during chores.
Mm-hmm.
It brings more joy into my life, and I'm very thankful for that, right?
Yeah.
Anything you can think of?
I mean,
Disney related? How about Disney Plus? We're very thankful for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because that's helped us a lot during the pandemic, and it's been a tough go for a lot of people, and we are actually better off than most. And so we're very thankful for that, and we're very thankful for Disney Plus. The cast members out there that continue to bring joy and create happiness at the Disney parks and the Disney company. Thank you guys. Very thankful for that. And of course, all of the people who have been supporting our channel, supporting our podcast, listening to us from the very beginning, following us on our social networks. We want to thank you guys very much. There are any number of great podcasts out there. Many of them we've gotten to know a little bit as time has gone on, right? They've been very nice and thankful to meet them. And of course, the Disney community that are online have been great. And we've really enjoyed getting to know them. So we're getting about 5 minutes into our session tonight. So if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and write something in the comments so we know you're there and say hi to us. We'd really appreciate it. If you are watching us on Instagram, I see Andrew's there on Instagram. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us there. So let's talk. You want to talk about Mandalorian?
Yeah.
So the reason we wanted to do this live session had a lot to do with the fact that Mandalorian Chapter 13 came out today, actually around midnight. We watched it this morning. Mimi and I did with little brother Heldner. And wow.
It was a good episode.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. And so if you haven't seen it yet, there'll be spoilers. So that means go ahead and see it as soon as you can. So,
well, like, it's only been out a day. I don't know if we should like talk about it.
well,
I want to, but
I think we should talk about it. So if people are joining in, they don't want to know, it's fine. But we're going to talk. I think we can talk a little bit about it because there are a lot of things that popped up in this episode that were really great. So Mandalorian Chapter 13 dropped today. Bunch of spoilers, bunch of great stuff alluded to going forward. And of course, the episode starts off with Ahsoka joining in. So that was very exciting. I don't know what you guys thought about Ahsoka in live action for the first time. Be happy to share your opinions of that with us. It'd be great. But I thought it was very well done. What did you think?
I thought it was well done, and it was like a fun episode too. Like it wasn't just like Ahsoka and it was like super serious, but because like everyone was kind of waiting for this, everyone was like waiting for Ahsoka Tano. Everyone was so excited for Ahsoka Tano, and they took it, and it was like fun. Like the scene of them in the woods was like fun. Like it was important, but it wasn't like as serious as the rest of the show is, I think.
Right.
Like it kind of had that that not like childish air, but like when Mandalorian and the child are like playing around or just speaking like a family, I guess, in the ship. Like that's what it felt like. And, I think that added a level to it. Because that's kind of like Clone Wars. Like Clone Wars is serious, but it's like it's also fun. So I think it was just a really well done episode.
Yep. So Ahsoka is there, and so we get to see her for the first time, and then we find out what the child's real name is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu. I keep saying Grey Goo all day. It's kind of like nasty pudding Grey Goo. Here's our Grey Goo. Like this is cafeteria food, right? But Grogu. So that was cool that it wasn't like a Yaddle or a Yoda type name, right? Grogu. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
A good name for him.
Yeah. And there was the scene with Ahsoka when she like asks where like the general is, and I think that like sets up like her show, like because I don't think we're gonna get a lot of her storyline in the Mandalorian. Because like it's not about her, it's about the Mandalorian and the child. It might circle back to it because like what is the point of mentioning it if like everything Star Wars does like it's like Marvel, everything they say is set up to something in the future, and whether it's like the near future or the distant future or just it will pop up eventually again.
Right.
Everything has some kind of meaning. So I don't know if that's just like a little Easter egg for like the Ahsoka show, or if it's like, hey, remember this, like this is important. It'll come back after, whatever happens with Moff Gideon.
Right. So we find out she's looking for Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn, who's one of my favorite villains in Star Wars. I've read like one of the books with Thrawn was great. He was a great character in Star Wars Rebels. And so if Thrawn is out there, then Ezra is probably out there somewhere, hopefully. And maybe we'll see some Ezra this season.
Or next season. I don't know if we'll see much of that.
Well, I don't know what some of our listeners or viewers right now think, but one of the reasons I think she could not train Grogu,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't say it in the episode, is it's unclear whether she has become a full Jedi. But she keeps, remember before, she would always say, I'm not a Jedi, I'm not a Jedi,
Yeah.
I'm not a Jedi. And so I wonder if the reason she really can't train him is because the reality is she's not a Jedi
Yeah.
and she can't train him anyway. So remember, so she sends the Mandalorian off somewhere else, tells
Yeah.
him where to go at the Jedi Temple,
I think he's
and
gonna go
then
find
whatever.
Luke somewhere.
So that's a good question. So which Jedi? Because she did say there
Right,
aren't
like-
many left.
Right, but there are some left. We already know that.
We know that Luke is there.
Yeah.
We know that Leia eventually becomes a Jedi because she trains
eventually.
Rey.
Yeah.
We know that Ezra is probably out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, at least from like what
As far as I
we
know.
of. Yeah.
So there's Ezra, there's Luke, there's Leia.
And Leia's not a Jedi at this point.
Not right after. No, not
right after.
Not at this point. No. She's probably
so there's really
not.
only two, Ezra and Luke. And so we think Ahsoka's going off to find Ezra, so that leaves Luke. And maybe like I feel like I don't know. I have kind of like mixed feelings about that. Like I'm excited, right? It's like everything gets tied together to the classic original story, but it's also like, are you really running out of ideas again? Because like,
well, I don't think so. I think what they're doing is,
I like what they're doing.
It seems like what they're doing is they're setting up what could be feature-length movies that take place between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So everything between the fall of the Empire and sort of the beginning, or the First Order has already started taking over.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be about a 30-year period, maybe, right there.
Yeah.
So what happens during that time period? Well, we know now that Luke is out there. We know that Leia is out there. We know that Ezra is probably out there somewhere. We know Ahsoka is in the universe right now. We know that Grogu may or may not become a Jedi.
Yeah.
Right? He may not. He may.
But what I think
so what happens in that 30-year period is really interesting.
But what I don't understand, and I mean, like, okay, I do get it because, like, they thought far in advance, but it's not like Marvel thinking in advance. It's not like the first story is set up for the very last one, right? It's set up, but it's not, intricate details are all thought out. But like, you don't hear any mention of Ezra in the movies. You don't hear, because those are all like side characters, I guess. Like, not really, but like,
Ezra disappears before.
True, that is true.
And he's gone. Like, he's in the unknown regions. He's in wherever with Thrawn, right?
I just feel like if they wanted to take it in that direction, they would have had to have some kind of mention of these characters in the, mute. I'm blinking. I'm really tired.
That's all right. So Andrew is saying that, well, she's talking about Anakin, right? Anakin went to the dark side and she's scared. I think she was scared for what Grogu might do because he's so angry and he's scared.
Yeah.
And so I guess repairing that is very important. We have a few followers out there on the Instagram. We're saying hi to them. Thank you guys very much. Where in the world is Yoda? Join. Thank you. Hey, where in the world is Yoda?
I don't know. I think there were multiple reasons why, I don't know. Like, I feel like that specific reason to not train Grogu it does make sense, but it's not like a completely solid reason.
Right.
Does that make any sense? Like, it just doesn't feel like they have.
Well, I think she had to give him a reason, and she couldn't say she wasn't a Jedi. I don't think she wanted him to know she was not a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she can train Grogu because she was never a Jedi Master, and only a Jedi Master can take on a Padawan and train them.
Yeah.
And Grogu was at Coruscant as a Padawan at the end of the Clone Wars. Yes. Remember, she said they hid him.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that even Ezra is probably not a Jedi Master at this point.
Yeah, because
so really the only Jedi Master out there would essentially be Luke.
Right.
So it makes you wonder whether or not Luke Skywalker is going to appear at some point to take on.
Right, but like if like let's assume Luke does show up and decides to train Grogu.
Mhm.
He literally does not mention it once in any of the films. And I know how it sounds like Irene, you're just like picking this apart, but they it just doesn't make any sense. Like it's like they would have mentioned it or something
In the
because
films.
right, because there's always a
Yeah, but
hint to
when they wrote those
something.
movies, they didn't know any of this was coming.
Exactly. And like
So
that's kind of
the
like
TV show has to find a way to make the connections. The
yeah.
movie's not going to make the connections because the movies were made before. And if you guys watching haven't picked up on the fact that Mimi and I are sitting in two of the least comfortable chairs in the history of mankind, it's painful to sit in these chairs. We've got to do something about this. The studio cannot have these two awful chairs in it.
Yeah.
It's so painful. I feel like I'm in that little prison thing that those people were in the episode where they were very
Oh yeah.
uncomfortable. So yeah. So what else? What do you think? So I think Thrawn. I think what they did was they set up Ahsoka for her own series,
Yeah.
and she might.
Does she have a series coming? Is that like confirmed?
I think so. I think they haven't
Because I know they
confirmed
have
it,
like
but it's.
the Obi-Wan series, right? That's who it is, Obi-Wan.
Mhm.
Are they doing another Star Wars project at the moment?
I think there are a few Star Wars
I know
projects
they
they're
have
thinking
a lot
about.
of Marvel things coming out. They have like WandaVision and Loki series supposed to drop in March. I'm so excited for the Loki series.
We'll do another live one tomorrow.
I'm so excited for the Loki
I think they're going to do a Cassian Andor series. I heard for Star Wars. He was the spy from Rogue One that worked with Jyn Erso.
I actually hated Rogue One, which is like such an unpopular opinion because people really like it. I did not. I thought it was boring. So I don't have literally retained nothing from Rogue One because I thought it was so boring.
I don't know. Andrew asked if we think did Cal Kestis die, or do you think he's out there as well? So Cal Kestis is the Jedi from the video game Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't know anything about that,
No,
but Helner played that. Andrew says because he was training Ezra. Do you think so? Andrew is saying maybe Cal was training Ezra. I don't know. I don't think Cal would have found Ezra.
I don't know. Maybe. They always seem to tie everything together. So, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I hope. Here's what I hope. I know in Jedi Fallen Order 2, I hope they get rid of the Cal Kestis character. I hope they kill him off. I'm just saying it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I watched the game. I watched my son play it. I know about it, and I'll just be honest. I don't have any emotional attachment to Cal as a Jedi character in the Star Wars canon. I mean, he's great for the video game, but I would like to see that game start with Cal getting defeated and having it be the opposite side. So Jedi Fallen Order becomes more about the Inquisitors and Vader hunting down Jedi in the second version of that game. So I'd like to see Cal. I think it'd be better for the Star Wars stories if they stopped trying to add all these Jedi in when supposedly all these Jedi were gone.
Right, because then it starts to be contradictory.
Because if you think about it, the end of Rise of Skywalker, Rey is supposed to be
like the last one,
the very last Jedi who's maybe going out to find other Force sensitive beings. But at some point, when she says, "I am all of the Jedi," what that means is she's the only one.
Right.
And so something between those movies and what we're seeing on TV, characters like Ahsoka and Ezra and Grogu, they have to figure out a way to tell that story that makes sense given what happened at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, because
I don't want to see Ahsoka, but so Ahsoka by the time Rise of Skywalker comes around will be in her 70s.
Right, assuming she's even still.
But apparently her race of beings lives like into the hundreds. Like they don't die.
Right,
like
but if Rey is the last Jedi, then she was never. Then Ahsoka was either never trained to be like a complete Jedi, which we know is true because you can hear her voice.
Right,
you can hear her voice in the end of Rise of Skywalker. So she died somehow, right? We don't know how she died.
Right. Right.
So like maybe it's just like generic like battle, but that
Right.
Ahsoka's too important of a character for them to not give that kind of
And Thrawn's not in that
explanation.
movie either. And
Right.
so something
happened that we don't know about. And they need
something
to
must
make it make
happen
sense.
between with this Moff Gideon and Thrawn that leads to the creation of the First Order. Something happens between Mandalorian. Something happens in this time period for the First Order to begin becoming a thing.
Right, but then it somehow all has to click together to like.
Well, those are the stories they have to start telling, right? These are the gaps in the storyline they have to start filling. We want to say hi to Hey Howdy Hey, who joined in. Hey Howdy Hey, thank you for joining. And if you're watching on YouTube, we would love it if you would just write a comment to let us know that you're there and say hi. If you have any questions for us, go ahead and send us a question. We're also on Instagram right now, so we're live right now on our Instagram feed. Hello to the Sweep Spot. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Loving your podcast as well. Thank you. And but we're also live on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch us there, if you're on our Instagram feed and you want to watch us on YouTube, just do a search for Disney Assembled on YouTube and find our channel, and we'll be live there, right?
So like there's a 30-year gap. That's what we decided on.
It's about 30 years, I think. Yeah.
So I'm glad they're doing like TV series, like shows, as opposed to 2 or 3 movies, because I feel like there's a lot of like they owe us a lot of context, and and the shows can give us like the details into that context that I don't think we would get in movies.
Right.
Also, and there's also like obviously the problem with like casting, which is like that's a very technical issue if you wanted to cast movies for that 30-year span. But like that's not like that's a technical issue.
Right.
I'm just like I would rather them do shows. Like I know it's painful and it's not all the information at once and you have to wait and it takes like forever. Like it's literally been a whole year and we still barely know anything about like the Mandalorian and the child. Like we literally learned his name today. And like
good old Grogu.
Like, but I would rather have this than just movies that skip over a lot of important context.
Yeah, I think what they can do with the TV shows that they can't do in the movies is go into more depth into the story,
right?
Which is why I love the Clone Wars TV series, because it was a small window of time that they were able to tell a lot of stories in and go into depth.
And they made everything make sense.
And so that's why I think the Disney Plus TV series has a chance to do what movies can't, which is really go into more detail about these characters and get you to introduce you to other characters. Because one of the things I did not like about the prequel trilogy was they introduced all these characters, but many of them there was no depth to. They didn't really. I mean, I wasn't invested in that last movie. The female character that Poe knew. I can't remember her name now.
Like Rose or something. Like
well, not Rose. It was the one that wore the mask. You didn't even see her face, but I could have cared. Right. That's exactly who. I mean, she helps Poe out, but
like there was no
depth to that character, right?
And like we didn't get any like flashback background information. Like literally, the only flashback information that I can think of from the sequel trilogy is the Kylo Ren backstory, and like that's it. And it's not even that important.
And you learn a little bit here and there, and I guess you get bits and pieces of stories, right? But you don't ever get a lot of details.
Right.
We'll be doing this live session for a few more minutes because we didn't want to stay on too long tonight because it's the first time doing this. And also these chairs are extraordinarily uncomfortable. And so sitting here much longer is going to get quite painful.
That's why
these chairs are awful.
That's why the show length got slowly slowly decreasing because these chairs suck and we don't want to sit in them any longer.
We need chairs for Christmas. We definitely need to do something for our studio during Christmas to improve our. So, all right, we got another comment in here. Let's see what we got here. So this is Andrew's buddy Nick. Think of it like this: in Chapter 12, when they went to take out the Imperial base, there were these tanks. Could it possibly be a tease at Palpatine's cloning? Yep, could be. Definitely could be. Could be how Snoke was created. Absolutely, yeah. Palpatine was pulling the strings all along. And so obviously I think it would be foolish to think what's going on with Gideon, not Moff Gideon, not little Gideon. I'm gonna get you, Mandalorian. It's little Gideon. So Moff Gideon, for you Gravity Falls fans, that one's for you. So Moff Gideon and Thrawn, there is an element, that somewhere Palpatine's got his hand on this in some way, shape, or form. And we know that just because of the sequel trilogy. So yeah, I think what Moff Gideon is trying to do is create force sensitive troopers. Like I think he wanted to he's building these dark troopers. They had the black armor. Yeah. And I think that's what he was trying to make them force sensitive so that they could even be more powerful.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what Nick said.
But I don't really know what Moff Gideon's... I'm trying to figure out what his motivation is here.
Yeah,
who does he take orders from someone?
I think we got something in the first season, but it's been so long that we don't even remember.
Well, his title is one where he's very highly ranked, so I don't know where. These are the questions that we have to eventually learn more about. Is like, what is the deal? Are they organized? Are they disorganized? Just this guy on his own? If he's not out on his own, if he's part of a larger group, I mean, the Empire is essentially gone, but yet it seems that they're still kind of operating. So someone's got to be. But at this point, this is only a few years.
If it didn't have any kind of power, like there's obviously something.
But Mandalorian's taking place only a couple of years after Return of the Jedi. And so, Palpatine got thrown over and, going down into the reactor. And so that was very recent in terms of what Mandalorian's going on. So no one has no one probably believes that he's out there. They all probably think he's dead. So maybe it's, is it someone like Thrawn that's pulling the strings? Is it someone beyond Gideon that's giving the orders? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, but maybe it is just Gideon and there's no real... I mean, I think he's working for someone, but I don't know who it is. I don't really have any kind of ideas, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But then again, when you think about them at the base, the message about the child was sent to Gideon. If Gideon's not working for... if he is working for someone, why isn't that message being sent to him? Right? Because then Gideon would just become a supervisor.
True.
So it's it makes sense, and it doesn't at the same time.
Yeah. Well, here's another question.
I have to think about it a little bit more.
So they're going to another place. They're going to go up in the temple. The child, Grogu, has to make a decision. Mm-hmm. If he decides to go find a Jedi and a Jedi comes to train him and he leaves, what does that do to the show? Because right now the show is all about... Right. It's all about Mandalorian. And
it's all about the child, Grogu. Too. Right.
So if that happens, then what is the next storyline for Mandalorian?
Right.
If he rejects it,
then what? Right.
Well, let's put it this way: if he rejects it, then what? Then it's just about him keeping him safe, because whether Grogu wants to be a Jedi or not doesn't change the fact that Gideon's scientists need his blood with the midichlorians to do this thing, right? So either he's perpetually going to be on the run trying to stay safe, or he's going to go off with a Jedi and train, which changes. So I think
there's two things that are happening here. So he chooses, yes, I want to be trained. Okay, so the child goes off to be trained and the Mandalorian is alone, which I don't think would be very good for the plot. I think it would lose... I don't think the show would lose viewers, but I think it would be what the heck? It's been about the child and the Mandalorian. What now? There's just a Mandalorian. Because, it's not going to follow the child, right? Because it's not called the child and the Mandalorian.
Right.
It's the Mandalorian.
Right.
And so it would... the child would just be trained and you would forget about it.
Right.
And so... the child goes out to be trained. The Mandalorian goes to stop Moff Gideon or whatever he's doing, or learn of bigger plans, something like that, right? And then the season ends with him getting these plans and trying to stop them. The child probably will come back in this, assuming this is the plot line. This is the second plot line, right? he chooses, no, I don't want to be trained. Well, the same thing happens. They go to stop Moff Gideon, and it's the same. And like, it's, I don't know. Those are just my ideas.
Well, we know that at least the
like, I can't
the
figure
guy who
out,
plays Moff Gideon has hinted that there's a third or fourth season already planned. So there has to be
some kind
a
of
lot
bigger,
more content that they've already mapped out where they want to go with this. I don't know if I want Ezra to be the Jedi that they find. I mean, I want to see an Ezra in live action eventually,
Yes.
but I don't know if I want to see him in this series or if I want to see him in the Ahsoka series.
Yeah.
But so there's that. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with that, and I don't even know if I want to see Luke.
You're right. I don't know how I feel.
So if they're not going to bring in Luke, and they're not going to bring in Ezra,
then there's some other third
then
party.
The only option is a Jedi that we don't know exists, or Grogu rejects the training and just decides to stay with the Mandalorian.
And like that feels underwhelming.
I think eventually the show is going to take the Mandalorian back to Mandalore with Bo-Katan, trying to get the Darksaber and take over and reestablish Mandalore as a nation, as a planet.
But that's how it ends. I mean, that's like the happy ending.
But does Grogu, is he part of that? Does he get trained and fights with them? I mean,
right. Does he get trained and fight with them, or does the Mandalorian do it alone? Like, it's the,
So Andrew or his friend, whoever is typing in there, says something about Sabine. We didn't talk about Sabine Wren.
No, we did not.
Sabine is Ezra's friend. She's Mandalorian. I would like to see Sabine in this series. It seems to fit. Even though Sabine and Ahsoka were together looking for Ezra at the end of Rebels. So at this point, Sabine would probably be about the same age.
So how did we get from Sabine and Ahsoka looking for Ezra to like where we are now?
Well, we don't know where Sabine is.
True. It's like there's so many plot holes and there's so many questions, and they're like, we're gonna focus on Jedis and not give you any other.
Well, it's good because they can't tell us everything
as to these characters that you watched on cartoons.
Now, the other thing that could happen is Thrawn could have killed Sabine, and that might be why Ahsoka is looking for him.
I don't know. I think there are a lot of questions, and I'm glad they're not answering them all, but it's kind of frustrating. Like, I know this Jedi thing is really important because, like, it's like a Jedi, like, wow, like, that's the whole, like, core of the series, like, the Jedi. But it's like, can we like take a few steps back and like focus on this for a bit? Like, they took their sweet time getting to Ahsoka, and then they were like, okay, we're done, moving on. And I'm like, dude.
Well, I don't know. She may be in another episode this season.
Maybe.
I mean, it's hard to tell because it looked like she was staying put on that planet.
Yeah,
because you don't know if she doesn't. You don't know if that person told her. Like, we don't hear her telling her where Thrawn is, so we don't know if she told her or not.
Yeah, I wonder if they end up on the same planet together. And like, okay, so let's say they go to the Jedi Temple and Ezra is there. Okay, well, like, what if Ezra takes them? Like, I don't know. It's strange. Like,
we'll see what happens. I don't know. We have 3 more episodes left in this.
So long getting there, and then gave us no context, nothing.
Well, I think there's 3 or 4 episodes left this season.
I mean, I hope she comes back because, like, they kind of left her, like, they built up her presence. They were like, it's gonna be Ahsoka, like, get excited for this. And then it was like this, like, dinky little episode, although very important and I think very good episode. Like, you gave us Ahsoka Tano and you gave us nothing with her.
I don't know. It introduces that Thrawn is available. He's going to be in the show. You know what the child's name is. You know his backstory. So it was an important.
I think it was an important episode, but like they talked about Ahsoka being a character, being, a very key role. And right. I mean, I guess that is a key role, giving us Grogu's backstory and his name and this other, side plot that may or may not spiral in this series or another. But I wanted more from her. I wanted to see her and not just her there as exposition.
Well, I was just glad they brought her immediately on she was in the episode from the first moment. I thought it was gonna be she was revealed near the end,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she was
and
in
then
the
next
entire episode, and I was like,
Yeah.
she's at the very beginning.
Right.
And then when she said Thrawn, I was like, Thrawn, because you think she's about to say Gideon.
Mhm.
When she's got the woman, she's like, tell me where your master is. Tell me where. And I thought she was going to say Moff Gideon. And she said Thrawn. I was like,
Yeah.
Thrawn!
Yeah. There were a lot of.
And the little owl creature that follows Ahsoka around was
Yeah.
in there. There was an Easter egg, it looked
Oh,
like.
yeah.
And I think there was another thing about maybe the Lothal cats. I thought I saw a Lothal cat in the alleyway in the little town.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I thought I saw one too. So maybe not.
Yeah, I think she's going to leave the planet too.
Mhm.
I think she's going to go look for Thrawn. We just don't know where that is, and I'm guessing that's...
Or how that ties back into the Mandalorian.
Well, now they have to... I mean, if they're going to do an Ahsoka series and they haven't started filming...
Right, then they just...
It's going to be a long time before that comes out on Disney+. Yeah. And so there seems to be... I don't know, I'll be
but Disney
frustrated.
Plus is also really weird because, like, sometimes they release things with, like, no warning. They're like, okay, here you go. And I was like, okay, wish you would have told us about that.
Well, they'll tell you about this because they want people to buy the service.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just really excited about that Loki series. Started talking about it, and I started thinking about it, and I'm like really excited for the Loki series.
We'll have to do some more live sessions because we want to do more with the YouTube channel. We're glad to do this on Instagram because we know we have a lot of followers on Instagram, but we really want to do these more on our YouTube channel because we're trying to drive a little bit more traffic that direction. And so while we're appreciative of the Instagram followers, and we'll still do Instagram stuff because we'll have to do, I'll have to find Grogu so we can tape our Disney assembled.
Please don't do that.
What?
Colleges are gonna be like,
hello again.
What
this is the child. What?
You
say is my father.
My Instagram and be
no, it's not your Instagram.
This?
It's Disney Assembled's Instagram.
No, but like I am connected to Disney Assembled.
Well, you can say it was my father.
What is this? I don't want this weird family at our Ivy League.
They're gonna
school.
love it. They're gonna love it. This is the child. So Grogu. If you can't have fun with it, you shouldn't do it. So, all right. We are coming up on 40 minutes. It's been a nice long live session.
Yeah.
We've gotten to talk a lot about what we saw today. We want to thank our listeners, our viewers this time, right? We thank our viewers on Instagram. We thank people who are watching our YouTube video. Thank you guys very, very much. Do you want to tease this week's episode? It's coming out on Sunday on the podcast. Which one was this?
Music?
No, we did that one.
That's not this week. If you
so
heard
next
that,
week, not this week. Next
if you heard that,
week.
No, you didn't.
What was it? What did we talk about?
I don't remember.
Get the book.
I don't remember.
Okay, get the book.
It feels
the
like
magic
ages
book.
Ago.
Yeah, we did record this week an episode about Disney music. And
Colors?
No, we didn't do that one.
No.
There's Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, we talked about Disney Plus originals.
Or was that the one we just put out?
I don't know.
We just put that one out.
I don't remember. We have so many. I just kind of like lose track.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was either.
I don't know. Wait, if you have your phone, I can look it up.
You have my phone? Yeah, look it up. You can't pull up the Anchor app though, because my apps aren't working. So we're not gonna be able to look it up. And I didn't post it to Anchor yet.
Oh, okay.
So, well. Here's what I do know. We did an episode this week on Disney music that is very emotionally touching.
Yeah,
to
and
us.
I don't think that's coming out this week.
Actually, that might be the one because we didn't film one. We didn't record
I really
one.
don't know.
So, yeah.
They're all coming out eventually. So,
Whatever.
I mean.
Look for the episode.
Yeah, we got an episode.
Share with your friends.
Yep.
Share with your friends. We'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Coaster Keepers is on. Hey, Coaster Keepers is watching on YouTube. Hey, we got a comment. Appreciate that. They're a lot of fun.
Okay, we just talked about the Disney Plus originals. So yeah, it's gonna be.
Thank you, Andrew. We just talked about Disney Plus. So I think this is the music one.
The music episode.
Yeah, because Mimi and I made a list of Disney music that hits us right in the feels. Makes us very happy or very sad, but maybe nostalgic.
Yeah.
When we talk about Disney music, we also need to do an episode coming up. Maybe we can record this one tomorrow. We need to do more. We need to do one that's fun and gamey, like a Would You Rather or
We
an
haven't
In or
done a
Out.
game in a while.
We haven't done one of those in a while. So if you guys that are watching Instagram, not Facebook, YouTube, if you have ideas for shows, shoot us an email, disneyassembled@gmail.com. We'd appreciate it. And we continue to make. We're getting closer to that 50 episode mark, which would be really big.
So
are we going to get there
We've
before?
Been in quarantine for so long.
We're not going to get there before the end of the year, though. But close. We'll get close.
Yeah.
Unless we start double uploading.
I don't know. We've been in quarantine for so long.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun with that. All right. So we're going to start wrapping up this live session now. We've been on for about 40 minutes. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation about Mandalorian Chapter 13.
Mm-hmm.
Great episode. I may actually watch it again.
As much as I was like, I wish we
tonight.
got more, I actually really liked this episode. It was good.
Yes, great episode. We appreciate it. We want to thank you all
for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Take care of yourselves out there. Please be safe. Please take care of each other. And we appreciate you guys' support with everything. Thank you, Coaster Keepers.
Thank you.
Really liked your Disney Plus original. Thank you. We really do appreciate it. It means a lot to us. It really does. On our Christmas list, we're hoping Santa brings us some better equipment to do these videos. The lighting is terrible, and we're gonna get there.
It's not terrible. I don't know why your camera is so. It's the camera. Because my phone is fine.
But this one, the lighting is not good. It's too dark. We need some LED lights.
It's yellow. That's why it's bad.
And I'm just not handsome anymore. So
that sucks.
The COVID-19. I'm carrying the COVID-19.
That's not
right
funny.
Here. Not funny.
Like freshman 15, but like for middle-aged men.
Yeah, but it doesn't go away when you're in middle age unless you stop eating and really start working out, which I may have to do. I can do workout videos.
No, nobody wants that. Literally no one wants that.
No?
No, literally no one wants that.
Well, the Disney Assembled Fitness Club?
No.
No. All right, guys. Hey, thank you very much for being with us this evening. More dad jokes. So the one coming out with the music episode is going to be a classic.
I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. The one that I was like.
So would you guys like a Disney dad joke before we sign out for our live?
Yeah.
So sure. We'll do a Disney joke? Okay. So let me think of one. Oh, so when Bella's in the castle and she sees Beast, looking out at the sunrise, that's the Beast.
Yeah.
During sunset,
oh god,
it's blessed.
That's so. Oh my god.
Get it?
That's horrible.
Beast, blessed.
That's literally terrible.
Everyone gets a dad joke for a Disney Assembled going live. Thank you. I know. Congratulations, Andrew. Like that one? Beast and blessed.
So bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
Is that the one you had planned for this week?
I did. I was going to use that. Now I got to think of a different one.
All right. That's
all good. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Share the show. Send us your feedback. Go to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star rating and review. We'd really appreciate it. Tell your friends about the show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We need more subscribers there so we can get that custom URL. We'd love to do more of this. We love doing these live streams. Or at least I like doing live streams. Mimi's not a huge fan of live streams, but
I like them when people are interactive. So it's fun.
Interactive is good. So we really do appreciate it. And we'll just do more. And the more we do, more people will join. All right. Hey, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, see you real soon.
Okay. Bye, YouTube. Wait, end. There it goes.
We're fumbling around. Thanks, Coaster Keepers. We really do appreciate it.
Bye.
Have a good evening, guys.